It's the Digital Embellishment Designer Meetup. Matt, Redbear, ooh.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
Right.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. That's awesome. You look great.
Yeah. Do you wanna hazard a guess as to who I am, Matt?
I love it, man. That came out really nice. Happy Halloween, everybody. All right. So as people are coming in, I just wanted to welcome everybody to today's Digital Embellishment Designer Meetup, the Halloween Spooktacular. So happy Halloween, everybody. We got Al, we got Sally, we got Sabine coming on. Carlene, love the costume. And oh my gosh, we have my own uncle, Victor. How are you, Victor? All right, look at that. My uncle's coming on from All right, Sabine, you didn't dress up.
I'm prepared.
You look good, Kevin.
Yes, it's my Forrest Gump. I'm going for Forrest Gump. It's the Forrest Gump look.
Kevin.
There you go.
All right, so listen, ladies and gentlemen, today's going to be a fun one. We just came back from an amazing show at Printing United. So I know Matt.
What is that show called?
Yeah. Sabine, tell me, when was the last time you saw a show like that?
I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised how busy it was. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was incredible. It was incredible. So before we kick this off, I would just like to thank all the sponsors that make this possible. Our main sponsor, MGI, thank you so much for everything that you do for the industry and for sponsoring the Designer Meetup. And I also would like to thank Sabine and Paper Specs for supporting the Designer Meetup as well.
Kevin, you're not used to long hair, are you now?
I don't like it. It's very hard. And also the FSCA for supporting this Designer Meetup. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and hand this over to the guy with the plan. Matt, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for jumping on the call. I'm still kind of high from the show in Orlando last week. It was quite an event. So I thought I would kind of touch on some of the stuff that was going on at that show. If you ever get a chance to go to a printing show that's big, I really encourage it. I think it should be on every designer, every printer, anybody that has to do with the printing industry, that should be on their bucket list because it's just overwhelming.
Go once. That's enough for a few years.
Yeah, just go once and maybe just for one of the 3 days or half of one of the 3 days, because it's just there's too much to look at. And of course you're not going to be interested in everything that's there. There's wide format, there's digital, and then there's traditional, and then all the manufacturers have their new stuff out for you to ogle over. And there's textile. The textile industry is also represented there. So there's fabrics and different types of substrates. And then oddly, there's a bunch of weird little booths everywhere for boxes or bottles to print on or mugs to silk screen or booths for your next show. What are you going to do for your next show? They're already planning that for you. Hey, come and buy some booth stuff from us, tables and backdrops and whatever. It's really weird. But that's what you get. It's just a little bit of everything. And you also see a lot of things that you don't normally associate with the printing realm because they're just so far in the background of they're like behind the hum of everything that's going on. And so you learn a lot just walking the floor and going up and down and seeing everything that's there. And then, of course, everybody's putting their best foot forward. Everyone's got their gimmicks. So there's a lot of fun involved. I don't know. It's just something that I think that everybody needs to do.
Well,
and
especially if you're in digital embellishment. I mean, that was kind of, I think, one of the biggest themes at the show. No, I mean, what did you?
Okay, so that was exactly where I was leading with all this. And it's
giving you a nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you look at everything that's represented at that show, and it's probably a fraction of the digital embellishment industry or anything having to do with digital embellishment, being sexy print as we call it, or print decoration, um, varnish and foil overlays, et cetera, even sleeking. Um, and what you don't see really is traditional foil stamping, that type of thing. It's all the new cool digital stuff that you see at these shows. It's a fraction of a percent of everything that's represented on that floor. I mean, it's got to be like a quarter of a percent or less. And yet, through what we were doing and in partnership with everything else, everybody that was there, be it Scandicor or Sharp or Konica Minolta or Skodix or whoever, Roland, everyone had their fingers in it. It was the talk of the show, without a doubt. That was where all the excitement was this year. And everybody had new machines. Everybody was breaking into the whole embellishment thing. It's like, oh, now we have a machine that does this, or now we have a machine that does that. And it's not so much the machines actually do the work. They create the finished product, but then there's automation. So Adobe's dipping their toe into automation with the Goldsmith program, and Taktiful is also working on systems that are going to further automate the creation or the editing of your files. Because the biggest issue we have is people are like, well, what's the mechanism that makes all this work? How does it all come together? We all know it ends up on a machine, and it could end up on paper. It could end up on a bottle like Elsync is doing. The stuff they're doing is amazing. They're basically,
And
it's
so,
like,
so Matt, I thought what was really interesting too at the show for the designers who were on the call is that we had like one of the most famous designers in the world of comics. So we had Greg Horn.
yeah.
This guy has designed countless Marvel, DC books. He's super, super famous. And he leaned 100% into digital embellishment at the show. So he was actually at the show. He did a collaboration with Color Logic. Oh my God, Andrew, I love it.
Andrew, you're killing me.
Dude, you're killing it, man. I love that. You should go with the long hair. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hang on, hold that thought. All right, hang on. Wait a minute.
Does it get better?
Wait a minute. How do I
Nice.
turn my?
Wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. He's teeing us up for quite the unveil here. But while Andrew's getting ready, it was really cool to see Greg Horn leaning into digital embellishment, into sleeking technologies, with Konica Minolta doing the embellishment on top. He partnered with all the different players that were at the show. He was actually signing some of these little. Oh, very nice. I see we have the same barber, if I understand.
No snacking for you two.
or none for that matter.
Yeah.
But
No,
I'm sorry, Kevin.
And anyways, I thought it was really cool to have like a world famous designer really
Of the show,
highlighting digital embellishments. And Sabine, I know you did a little bit of time with Greg Horn and you did the tour. Do you want to give us a little update on what you saw and what was his reaction to all these new technologies as a designer?
Yeah. It was amazing because I had a chance to talk to him beforehand as well. And he said he had just no idea this was possible.
Right.
He had, and I'm sure that's okay to say, he had printed on a foiled substrate before, and he thought that was like the king of all kings. This was it, the height of all heights. And then he saw what all these different OEMs were doing with his prints, and he's like, you just can't go back now. Now that he's seen what is possible, he was totally blown away.
That's good.
We're seeing, I'm sorry, we're seeing that here, the same kind of thing where we keep setting up these kind of a speculative artwork for people that do these trading cards, and they're really getting into the whole thing. It's the substrates, the overlays, all that kind of thing.
Right. So from my understand, Matt, as usual, you always come to these things quite prepared. We rarely get to it, but in the past couple of sessions, we've been getting to your slides. Why don't you show us kind of what you've prepared for today in terms of education and teaching us some of the cool stuff that you wanted to pass on to everybody. And remember, guys, this is an open forum. So if you guys want to take this another direction, or you guys want to ask questions, please feel free.
So what I put together today isn't a put together. Are you seeing my screen, everyone?
Yeah. You see it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Basically, I just wanted to do this as a conversation, way to start conversation. And I wanted to talk about what we did at the show, which we've already been doing, and the direction that it's going, what it means for designers, what it means for the people that design. And
Matt,
yeah,
Matt, I'm getting a weird look on your screen, so I don't know if you need to just go full size or what, but it might be just me. I don't know if you guys are getting that weird half the screen.
Oh no, I just saw the
Yeah.
okay, let
I
me
think if you
try.
go from
Excellent.
gallery to speaker view and then change again, that should be better.
Let me
right.
just try this
Perfect.
again.
We're good. We're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
yeah, we're good. Don't
Okay.
touch anything.
No, we're good.
Well, I have to proceed through the whole thing, but
Oh, Matt, you know.
yeah, but
I
it all
have to
comes.
say, it's a very impressive, I mean, imagery that Kevin always comes. Is it Kevin or you, Matt?
No,
Kevin. Yeah, never
it's
mind.
Kevin.
That Kevin always comes up with.
It's all Kevin, and he always makes me look better than I actually am. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. So anyway, it's just embellishment, digital embellishment for designers. It's not so spooky anymore, right? We're seeing this whole shift. It's no longer shrouded in mystery. It's not something to be afraid of that goes bump in the night. It's becoming so mainstream right now that it's just I don't know. I'm I'm like high on this whole idea right now. I was kind of losing faith there for a while, but after the show and the direction that everything is going, I'm firmly cemented back into this technology. I want you to all be aware of the Tactisphere that we're initiating. There is a wait list. It's a community that we're starting. Please scan the QR to get on the wait list. And it's basically a community just for the designers and users of the embellishment industry. And I would invite you to participate because it's your community. Kevin stopped me one day from posting things. He's like, no, it's not for you. It's for everybody that's going to be joining this site. This is for them. This is their community, and let them build it. So I invite you to be a part of that process, starting from the ground floor up. It's going to be very cool. Next, we've always had the Jet Force by MGI. That's one of the main reasons we've started doing all of the stuff that we do is MGI technology, their sponsorship and their help in getting us moving forward with this digital embellishment technology and making it mainstream as it has now become. Very important player in the field of what's going on. If I'm not mistaken, they invented the entire process from the get-go. And it has gone from a fledgling thought, which the beginning story of Kevin, you should actually write an article, Kevin, about how it all started and where the technology came from and the failure that ultimately ended up in this wild commercial success. It's really funny to hear him talk about it. I also want you to point towards our Taktiful YouTube channel. It's an amazing resource, lots of videos. There's the Redbear project, there's podcasts, there's Taktiful Tuesdays that Eric hosts, and there's the digital embellishment show, all valuable sources of information where top industry leaders are interviewed and we get their perspective on the industry from the inside out. So if you need information on how this all works, this is a very good resource to go to. So Kevin wrote this article post-show called A Dream Come True. And I thought it was one of the best things ever, like since sliced bread. This is an amazing article. This code here will take you straight to that article. You can bookmark that and read it later, but it's kind of the basis of everything I'm talking about here today. It's the wrap up and the future of digital embellishment in one sweet little article. So I invite you to go there. But in the meantime, keep talking about it. Embellishments have gone mainstream. There's just no doubt about it. It was the talk of the show, and it's like it's surpassed a rite of passage where everyone is willing to accept it now, and they're almost expecting that we as designers and users of the technology are going to know how to help them move forward with it. So it's really important that we help each other understand it. There's no stupid questions, and we have tons of resources to work with here. So I'm really happy to be able to move forward here. Um, this show was validation. It put this, I mean, I don't know if you know about Printing United, but it's a big deal. And to get the stamp of approval, to be able to do the Digital Embellishment Technology Tour, as we did at the show, which was jam-packed, overflowing, had to double everything that we did before the show even started. There was so much eagerness to attend in that. And I was around at the booth for just a couple of the gatherings where people were gathering, getting their headsets put on. The amount of excitement was just, I mean, it was electric. You could feel like sparks were jumping amongst all the people that were going to jump on this tour. And the tour was about, I don't know, I guess, what, a little under an hour, Kevin, I think, maybe?
Yeah, well, I think what was kind of cool too is the amount of designers that went on the tour, right? So they were asking all the right questions from a
Hmm.
design perspective. They're asking questions about what was
Call.
what was trending, what kind of finishes they should be looking at.
Hmm.
A lot of the questions that people have here, and I don't know, did you pick up on? Are you going to talk about that today? I haven't seen your presentation, but are you talking about some of the trends or some of the design stuff that you're seeing out there?
Not so much. I thought I would leave that to you because you really had your finger on the pulse of all that at the show. I was resident in the Sharp booth as a kind of an extended satellite of what we were doing. So I was over there in my own little universe, but it was a really good universe to be in. But I'll tell you what, where it was really happening was the Taktiful booth. I wish I could spend more time there. But the point is, everything that we're doing, it's a thing now. It's a real thing. It's beyond metallics, textures, and specialty effects. It's more automation. It's more accessible. And the designers are becoming more aware of what tools they have available to them to be able to merge into this amazing thing that we're doing. It's no longer these gimmicks. It was always a gimmick or a luxury add-on, but now it's a strategic tool for business growth. And as designers, it's our job to tell the story, right? That's what we do in our design, to bridge that between human emotion and printed media. And now finally, the technology and the education and creative confidence. And I do now really feel that creative confidence. They're all aligning to make that happen. And, but awareness, education, software, automation. This particularly what we're doing right here and now. This is where we can come together and make it our space to show the world what can be done, to get on the jetforce.com, to get on the Tactisphere,
Right.
and be really showy about it. Basically, it's moved from curiosity to credibility, and it's my hope that these meetups continue to help facilitate that. So let's continue to spread the word. Let's join the Jet Force, the Tactisphere. Let's stay tuned for these webinars. So either following my LinkedIn, Kevin's LinkedIn, and getting your notifications through the Jet Force and the Tactisphere. You could, and also Tactiful's YouTube. That
Right.
helps you to connect with our sponsors, namely um, the Digital Embellishment Alliance and Paper Specs. So that's it for me. And I would invite everyone
Well,
just
right? Let's talk a little bit about what you guys saw at the show, what you guys saw from a design perspective. Sabine, I was hoping maybe you can kind of lead a little bit of that conversation. What did you kind of see that kind of led from a design standpoint, some of the trends from the digital embellishment side?
I have to say, as usual, I ran out of time and I have the photo to prove it.
Right.
I left the show when they rolled up the carpet, literally, and they shushed me out. Mike from Adobe said, "I thought you're at the airport." I'm like, "No, I'm just leaving the show floor." There was just so much to see. I was hoping to hear more from the tour because I wasn't part of that. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time for it.
Sure.
Because there was just so much to see, to talk to people, because more and more of the OEMs are going to diversify and make it more accessible when it comes to digital embellishments,
Right.
which
Well,
I like.
I think that was kind of interesting too. And I know Andrew, you were on the tour, and Sally, I
Yep.
believe you were on the tour as
Mhm.
well.
Yes.
What kind of stood out to you from remember this is a designer meetup, so like walking around looking at the different samples, like what was some of the stuff that jumped out at you from a design standpoint? Or anything actually. It doesn't have to be just a design stuff.
Sally, do you want to go first?
I just wanted to say the whole thing was handled really, really well, having the headsets, being in an environment where things are very loud, and to be able to go focus even only for a few minutes on different vendors
Yeah.
was great. I learned a lot about what other vendors do that I'm not familiar with. The narration through the whole thing was excellent, but I just thought it was handled really, really well. And it is definitely the best convention I've ever been to.
Very
It was fabulous.
So what surprised you? What stuck with you?
Besides your questions at breakfast,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, you know, somebody's got to liven up the crowd there.
I think the big thing is just the how many organizations really are involved in what's going on with embellishment and newer technologies. It used to be such a special thing, and now it's almost like a requirement. And I think that was a big thing to have right in your face. So that would be my big thing from it.
Yeah. Andrew, anything from your side?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Sally on, I kind of felt like it was kind of a strength in numbers situation a little bit, where each one of these vendors only had 6 minutes to give us their spiel, but we weren't being individually targeted and being, sold to. It was more just like, here's a quick informational piece about what we do. And then there was no time for them to try and, you know what I mean? So you could just kind of, honestly, like, turn your brain off a little bit, look and see what type of samples they had, listening to what, equipment and processes they have in the background, and then on to the next one. So I thought it was very well thought out
Did
and
anything
planned.
stand
And
out to you?
yeah, and it was interesting too. I mean, we're like walking around the show and everybody's staring at us like, what are these guys doing? But from a designer standpoint, I thought that it's I was blown away, and I took samples from every table and brought them back, and have gone through them, and I'm going to share them with our sales team and our bindery department, and kind of show them what's possible and capable. But I think that I mean, it's just so amazing how many different embellishment techniques there are, and I think that there's a clear understanding of the type of look and feel that you're going for. And I could kind of, I could see the manufacturers and the designers that really knew what they were doing, and then I could tell the manufacturers and the designers that were just trying to get into it, trying to figure it out. It's very clear what really caught your attention and what was kind of like, these guys are like trying to get into it. But I also think it was very clearly established that if you do not have some type of embellishment capabilities, you are at a major disadvantage at this point in the game. I mean, I think everybody could agree on that. I mean, even Canon, we stopped at Canon, and they're, they're showing their pinks and things like that. But I mean, I'm not dissing Canon or anything like that, but their booth is one that I would talk to as they're just at the very base layer. When you go to somebody like Skodex or those are the people that really are leading. And so we have a new piece of equipment that's coming that's going to give us a bunch of capabilities as far as sheet size and foils and varnishes, and we've done all of our embellishments so far just using 2 machines that are very small. And so and we've been able to kind of get ourselves in the game. So this new piece of equipment, we're really excited about it. And also there was I'm sure everybody on this call is aware of this, but there's a design tool that Kurz has that we're waiting to hear more about, that's supposed to be able to help designers with embellishments. And so I think, I think it's becoming industry standard that you have to be able to provide these options to your clients, especially if you're in high-end marketing, manufacturing, retail, packaging, etc. So
Yeah, that's a great point, Andrew. Well, you know what shocked me the most, guys, is that I was more or less aware of what you could do on sheet fed stuff, but I was blown away by the wide format stuff. Like,
Yeah.
if you look at some of these samples that they did, like, I don't know if you could see like the details of the lines here. You can't even see it in the image, but those lines are tiny, and they're totally like perfectly spaced. I wasn't aware you can get this amount of detail on wide format equipment. So Swiss Q is really showing some really cool stuff. I thought the stuff from Roland on the Dements, where they made like basically it's this material that puffs out, and wherever you put the special ink, it doesn't puff, so it reverse puffs. And they were doing like we're talking about embellishment for business cards and book covers and direct mailing and stuff. They're talking about doing the same thing, but for like wall coverings or car wraps, or things that never would have crossed my mind.
And L-Sync with putting it on glass and ceramic.
Right. So
Yeah.
so like I think what really opened my mind at the show, and this kind of goes for designers too, is like, we've been designing digital embellishment umbrella, mostly like commercial type applications. But I saw the opportunity to really like break open, like they were doing like embellishments on car wraps. Like that is so cool. That's such a great idea. Never would have occurred to me to put raised varnish texture on a car.
Yeah. And also to do art reproduction, to actually reproduce artwork where you to have the brush strokes and palette knife swirls and all of that. And you can do that on an MGI too if you have an additional flatbed to print on top of it, but you could lay down that texture and do the same thing.
Yeah.
we have
We got Sarah and Trey representing on Halloween. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. That is so good. I love it. Hey guys, do you mind if we do a quick screen capture for social media? Everybody wave and smile if you can. Trey, I need your help, buddy. Oh, that is so good. All right, that's if you guys are okay with that, I'm definitely posting that. That's a great.
We have the guy from Roland. He's going to be coming into our shop on November 4th. He's coming to talk to myself and our sales team about the wide format embellishments that we saw on the Taktiful tour. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Get
And
some more
Al,
information on that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Al, you're getting another machine.
Well, Alan and Andrew, same company.
Oh, okay. That I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. Can't wait for it to get in here.
How was India?
It was a long way to go. And it makes you very happy that you're born and you live in the USA.
Yeah.
Wow.
For sure. I get that. I get that. Good stuff. Okay, so we thought maybe we would open up the conversation to some of the newcomers to the Embellishment Designer Meetup. So if anybody, Carlian, if you have any questions for us, or Adrian, I know that you're new. Sarah, Trey, this is your first times. Do you guys have any questions on how to design for this stuff, or any technical or tactical questions?
I don't have any questions, just more a comment on what Andrew was saying earlier. What caught me on that was closing the gap between the bindery and the design. I think that when you go to a show like this, or you belong to a community like that, you build that bridge. So when your customer is asking for something that's different or unique, super important to know from the beginning what your capabilities are. If you don't have them, who would be a partner to get that from, what their specifications are, the materials that you can or cannot use. The beginning stages of getting all of the pieces together is better than getting halfway through the puzzle and then figuring out, there's parts missing. And then what Kevin was saying also is being surprised by just how much detail the large format can do. That is something that I come from the large format world. So, and fine art at the same time. So I've always been straddling both and from a production line. And now that I talk to designers and I specify and assist other specifiers, that is something that we forget how much we know. And that education is extremely important. And a physical sample, like what you were showing, Kevin, something similar was in the last SAPI marketing book that they did, where things, vinyl or UV can smell like chocolate.
Right.
It can, you know, it can create so many different add-ons to your experience of especially a brand, and you want to be memorable. So, you know, it's showing somebody that it's collecting samples. I call them paper treasures. Just get as many as possible at a show. So I had bags full. I made sure I get there early in the morning, and I got my car parked as close as possible so that I could just go dump it in my car. Making friends with the actual suppliers of these materials. So when they've got something new, like Dreamscapes had a new substrate that hasn't even been launched, it's fantastic.
Right.
You know, and understanding what media can print on that. Being first to know is always better, you know, even if it's just to bank it somewhere in the back of your mind. So for me, that's incredible. And then, you know, to your, all of you at Taktiful, to your benefit, or just a shout out to you, this is rare. This doesn't happen often. You know, there's very many like design communities. There's AAF and there's the PIA communities, and they're all over. But from a national point of view, where everybody gets to bring experiences from different markets, that's invaluable. And you cannot possibly know everything. I mean, even if you have all the equipment and you're in production, you know, you're much closer to it than I am. But I would need someone like you to ask a question to, or a group that I can throw out a question and say, this is what I've got. Anybody, like, give me a hint.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. And that's really some deep insights, Carly. Carly, tell us a little bit more. Like, are you on the, tell us a little bit more about your company. What are you doing right now?
So I'm technically work for two companies. So I work for Clampett Paper in Dallas. I'm a business development, or a paper spec rep, paper fairy, if you like.
I love that.
And then I'm responsible. I also work for a company called Merci. They are distributors of luxury cover materials, so super niche. And I look after North America for that. So if you want something weird, like it must be high gloss, almost a mirror finish, must look like a bronze foil, but mustn't be able to scratch, has got to be a certain caliper, must be able to deboss, and you must be able to print on it. What is that? That's what I do. So you tell me what you're looking for, and I'll give you options.
So those of you who were in Dallas for the FSCA, I don't know if you guys are part of the FSCA.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, we did a tour of your plant, and I got to say I was super
awesome.
impressed. And
No,
you
we
have
did a
a
tour
really
of the it's not the, is it the plant? Would you call it
the warehouse?
It's a warehouse, yeah.
Yeah, and the experience center where
The
you
experience center. Yeah, thank you. That was the word I was looking for.
Well, if you're ever there or at any of the locations that Clampett has, I mean, like, try get to a paper school. It's free and the food is fantastic.
Yeah.
And you really get
Just got our priorities straight here.
Absolutely. And you really get, you know, a lot done. I mean, if you're ever keen, Matt, we can talk about it, and I could get them to maybe do like an online presentation in a short version for you guys one day. But
that'd be awesome.
We actually exhibited there. We had a table there, and I didn't even know that the embellishment community was half as big as it was. My biggest referrals, and where I have made most of my connections, has actually come through the FSCA, just hanging out with Jeff on a regular basis and like keeping an eye out on what they're up to. And it's a good place to have an eyeball on for all designers.
That's awesome, Carly. Well, welcome to the community. We hope you join us on all our future meetups, and we're definitely going to be leaning on you for questions around paper. That often comes up with Matt in his sessions. Paper, and luckily we also have Sabine, who knows a thing or two about paper as well.
Maybe.
I think she knows more about paper than I do. What she's forgotten, I must probably still learn. But if you need anything on like large format and weird stuff,
Right.
I'm happy to help there, because I actually use a lot of large format substrates in like the fine packaging industry.
Yeah.
Like I'll get asked, for instance, like Maryboard is so incredibly expensive. What else is out there? There's fantastic vinyl that looks just like the rainbow, but at a fraction of the price.
Very cool.
So there's always a plan to be made. You know, it depends on your customer. Are they price sensitive? Are they brand conscious? What is it that they want? And how do we help you to kind of like navigate that?
That's super, super helpful. Sarah, tell us a little bit more about what you do. Welcome to the community, and we're so happy to have you with us. I know you're more on the designer side. No, you're on the creative side.
I am. I'm a freelance graphic designer. And I was in Orlando, and I did your tour, which was very insightful,
Cool.
especially hitting up all the different booths and stuff. So it was definitely worth the trip down there and meeting new people for sure.
And Sarah, have you designed for embellishment before, or is this kind of like your first entry into designing for this kind of tech?
I've been a graphic designer for more than 20 years, and I've been doing the Color Logic
Okay.
software, the plugin, and a little bit into the Touch 7, so doing the extended gamut, but not a whole lot. I have a client that likes to use it, and so been using it for a few years. But as far as like the sleeking and all the other like gold foils and all the other fun stuff, my client base isn't for that, but that's okay. But being a graphic designer, especially freelance, you get a gamut of projects, so it's been a lot of fun projects over the last 20 years, especially being a freelancer.
It's just putting stuff into your bag, right? So that you always have it there ready to go if the
Oh,
opportunity.
I collect paper, like I have tons of paper.
That's very cool. Well, welcome to the community,
Thank you.
Sarah. We hope to have you on as we keep doing these things every month. And then we have Trey. Trey actually is working on some really cool stuff. Trey, why don't you introduce yourself to the group and tell us some of the stuff that you guys are working on?
Yeah, so I am Trey with Candid Color Systems. We
So good. This is so good.
we are a print or a software company, but also a print lab for volume photographers. So mainly like school pictures, youth sports pictures, things like that. But we also run a couple of Infigo sites right now from HP, and so we're coming up with some business to consumer web to print options, and then some business to business web to print options. But everything we've ever done over the last 50 years has really not been embellishment. So we got with Taktiful to kind of learn how to take some of our existing designs and turn them into embellishments, but also how to start thinking forward and like, hey, how can we come up with new designs that are completely built around being embellished and selling those? But a lot of individual like 5x7s, 8x10s, things like that are dolled up, with embellishments.
So it's interesting, and I wanted to open this up to the group, is that Trey's in a unique position where, let's just say, like, most of the people sending him work for photos don't necessarily know how to design for embellishment, and probably won't. They're just sending like the photos themselves, and so I think, Trey, one of the big things that you guys are doing is creating like a template library where people can just kind of drag and drop their photos into different templates. Is that has anybody kind of designed templates before for embellishment, or on the call, or is this something that's relatively not on everybody's call here? Okay.
Well, I spoke extensively with Trey at the show about this, and took me a little while to wrap my head around the whole idea.
Yeah.
Because, photography, you don't think of bridging photography with embellishments in any way, shape, or form. It just seems like, well, if you want a portrait, you have a portrait. If you want an embellishment,
Yeah.
that's more art, that's more interpretive. But to start putting borders or VDP names, personalization, that type of
Yeah.
thing, to start incorporating all that into a package or even one single photo,
Yeah.
that's where
It could
all this
be
automation
as
comes
simple as
in.
this, where
Oh, there
it's
you
just
go.
a 5x7 with a gold border, but then their name across the bottom, and that's highly variable. But it's an upsell.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
cool.
So this is like a whole new thing for me. Even it's like you guys are going to just start branching out in this whole area, and I'm looking forward to see what you do with this.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Trey's the guy. He's gonna do some fun stuff.
We're trying. We're trying.
All right, guys. Well, listen. Any other topics that we want to bring up that you guys wanted to talk about or kind of bounce off the group? Now's the time to bring it up. No, Paul André's here. Anything from your side? Are you seeing anything from Europe from Tendency? Like right now, we're seeing a lot of holographic foils here. That seems to be what like the main thing that everybody's printing. But I don't know what you guys are seeing in Europe.
I just want to say thank you about what you experience at Printing United. So it's always very interesting to see what you experience, what you kept from the show. So I really thank you everyone for that. For sure, there is a not so big trend in Europe. We are not as Halloween is not as spread as you in the US. And I really enjoy all your costumes, how you looks today. So you make me laugh a lot. So thank you. And this is what I wanted to share. So I look forward to see you in the next operator meetup and the other meetups.
Very cool. All right, guys. Well, listen, we will see you next month. Next month is going to be a little bit more tactical. So we're going to be jumping into techniques. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the do's and don'ts from a design standpoint when working with this technology. Until then, guys, stay cool. Happy Halloween. Happy weekend. And thanks again for playing the game with us. I really appreciate everybody showing up today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a great
Thank
weekend.
you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
It's the Digital Embellishment Designer Meetup. That's Redbear. It's the Digital Embellishment Designer Meetup. That's Redbear. Digital Embellishment Designer Meetup. Matt Red.